Hello and welcome to another mindfulness program session. We're on a theme this month of let be, let go, and let in. And we're going to continue our exploration. And we're going to use a particular approach, and it's called Tom Glenn. And this approach focuses slightly different around the breath and the connections with the breath than we've used probably previously. We've been trying different gateways, different paths of exploring this theme. And what we're going to do today, or part of the phase of the class, is we're going to be taking in someone else's experience of difficulty, of challenge, of suffering. And we're going to send out through the out breath a kind of loving care for that person or people. And then we're going to acknowledge some of our own difficulties and again send kindness and support to in the response to those difficulties. So I just wanted to give you that flavour and context to start off with. And if it's not something today you choose to dip into, then you can give this one a miss and rejoin us another time. Okay, so let's begin our practice with a little bit of movement. So my suggestion for movement this week is to just rub the hands. And we'll do a little bit of movement with the hands in a moment or two, but just this sense of hand on hand. And you choose how vigorous you want that movement to be, but there is an awakening quality or an energizing quality to the movement. Hope it feels reasonably comfortable for you in the shoulders and the neck, and you feel the warmth, you hear the sound of the movement. You might want to take a breath within that, breath in through the nose and maybe a breath out through the mouth. Maybe like a sigh, just a sense of letting a little bit of tension go before we start. And then just let the palms be facing upwards, hands on lap and palms are facing upwards, and just feel that energy or that warmth or that tingling quality of energy from the palms of the hands, from the fingers in the hands, and just recognize that internal sensation or that sense of aliveness to the part of the body that we've just made contact with. And if you wish to, just for a few moments as we start to settle, then what you could do is on an in-breath, allow the fingers to open a little more. And on the out-breath, allow the fingers to curl in. So we can start to settle in this time with just a little bit of movement. If you choose to, if you'd rather not, then just leave the hand movements out. So I kind of like to visualize it as sort of an open flower when the fingers open away and there comes a little bit more of a kind of opening in the center of the palm. And on the out breath, the petals coming in and a settling down or a resting, and the energy waking to the light and the sun as the palms open. The fingers lengthen. So we might do the movement. We might do the movement and the breath, opening out on the in-breath and bringing in on the out-breath. we might just follow the breath. We don't want to move the body at this point of the session. It's opening up and exploring, like, in a sense, that's the invitation for the session. To open up like a flower to your experience and be willing to be present to that experience that only you know, only you feel, only you experience. But also recognizing as we breathe together as a community, so there'll be other people maybe that you know doing this class at the same time, or you might imagine other people who've done this class that you might know, or you might imagine other people that have a practice where they settle and listen in. So maybe just 3 more movements with the breath, this opening up to and this resting down. So the open flower, breath in, breathe in the space and the potential. And on the breath out, just rest and settle. So now find a place for the hands if you were doing the movement to just get the support that you need right now. So just for me, I've now put my palms somewhere on my thigh to get that support. And feeling the hands on the thighs or wherever they're resting. Whichever way you found comfort for the hands to settle and rest. And then noticing the weight of the arms. And allow the shoulders to just settle in, settle down. And just being aware of the neck and the throat. And softening. Necessary, or if you want to, you can just do a little swallow or a yawn to just soften around the back of the tongue, the throat, and the neck. And then journeying back down the shoulders, the arms, into the hands. And from the hands, feeling the legs underneath the hands. And feeling the whole of the thighs, top and bottom, if you like, where your hands are, where the chair is, or whatever's supporting you today. And then following the sensation or the feeling of the legs right down to the feet. And the feet having contact with the ground. And then just reminding or contacting or feeling or sensing any part of the body that's kind of receiving support. So the feet from the ground directly, the earth, the thighs and the bottom from the support that you're sitting on, and maybe the back if you're resting against some form of support. So really sitting with this sense of support around you, below you. And notice it as support. Support of the chair, whatever you're sitting or lying on this morning. Being held. And then just a reminder for that support of that awakening, like the flower opening, like the hands rubbing together. Just feeling the energy through the spine and that sense of slight uplift on the in-breath through the crown of the head and the spine just gets a sense of extension, or allowing the sense of support of the body to have more contact with a sense of upward energy in the body and wakeful energy. So we both relax and we're awake to that experience. We hold that sense of energy and wakefulness. We hold that sense of support and rest. Notice any warm qualities in the body, any sense of energy, soft movement in the body with and through the breath. So now noticing the whole body sitting, the shape of the body, the sense of the body, contact with the clothing on the body, as well as the areas of the body that are more open to the air, the face, the neck, the hands. So being present in the body. Does it feel like today to be in your body? Inside the feet, inside the legs, inside the hands, inside the arms, inside the torso, inside the head and the neck. Searching for that kind of fluid quality inside, that softening quality inside, as well as that supporting quality from inside, from the spine, the bones in the body, giving us a sense of structure and support, and around that fluid body, that softening and restful, ever moving quality within the body. And being aware of the lips, the side of the lips. And maybe imagining or creating a little smile at the edge of the lips. Just gentle uplift. See whether that changes anything, whether that changes everything. To create, imagine that smile. Outward quality to the world, that smiling at, smiling from your relationship with the world. And carrying that smile through the eyes, that slight uplift on the edges, and both through the smile in the eyes and the smile in the lips. Recognizing perhaps that quality of openness that comes with a smile, that quality of welcome, that quality of safeness and friendship. That quality of giving, which often leads to a quality of receiving. Smile out often leads to a smile back. flow back to the breath. That energy, that flow, that sensation, wherever that sensation's felt, which might be in the belly, might be in the torso as a whole, might be in the ribs, might be in the chest, might be in the nostrils, might be felt really on the inside, might be more of an experience of movement of the body on the outside. So whichever way connects you to be able to befriend the breath, to acknowledge its support, its ever presence, whether we notice it or not, and just being witness to the breath through observing its natural changes, noticing where the in-breath begins and where it ends. And maybe noticing where the out-breath begins and ends. Maybe undetectable, maybe that pause, maybe that spot of arising and falling away until the next time. So now being interested in the whole of the in-breath, from start to finish. Taking it in, and then the out breath. Following the flow out of the body, or resting in the out breath. Relaxing through the out breath. Giving to your support through the out breath. And then noticing the whole flow, the in-breath and the out-breath as one. See them separately, we can see them as one. So just following that flow. And being present to that experience of the breath. As you observe, as you notice, as you witness your own breath, then so be interested in the felt sense of that. So how does that, or what ways does that resource you? Let you be. Feed you. Settle you. Heal you. Okay, so we're going to move into another phase. So this exploration, this ways to kind of attune the mind to various experiences, to feed ourselves and feed others, to be in touch with the light and the shade, to be in touch with the giving and the receiving, to witness our own humanity in action. So, what I'm inviting you to explore is to bring to mind a friend or a person in your circle or your network that might be struggling right now. And if you want to keep that lighter, or you want to choose someone that you don't know particularly well, but you're aware of some difficulty in the world for particular people, then you could focus out there if you like. So it can be people you know really well, a person, it could be a group of people, or that you know or you don't know. So there's a lot going on in the world right now. And you might have affinity to a particular experience that people are finding difficult or challenging or suffering through at the moment. So just for a few moments, just on the breath in, kind of allowing just a little bit, just the right amount, just as much as you feel you can take in today of that person's difficulties or those people's difficulties. So allowing that breath to continue, so don't hold the breath if you can help it. So just thinking of those difficulties that that person or people might be experiencing. And once you've kind of gathered a little bit, you've kind of touched a little bit of that, you've brought to life or to mind or to heart. So you can maybe in the next few breaths actually really focus on the heart space as you allow yourself to be invited, if you like, or to invite in through the in-breath another person's difficulty. And now there's an opportunity through the out-breath to give. Received and you've listened into the difficulty, and now the out breath, you can surround that person or people or whoever with your deep concern, your care, your smile, your hug, your warmth, your light, your power, your gift of care and support, the gift of love, whatever word settles. So it's this out breath, this outpouring through the heart towards another. So particularly if it's somebody you know, you might have a sense of what they need, what they might need to hear, what they might need to sense from you, and that out breath. It might be a word they need to hear. Or it might just be, as I say, a visual connection. See their face, give them a hug, touch them on the shoulder. Just that ability to connect with your caring for their difficulty. So you can either stay with this or you could move on to the second stage. So for that, it would be to acknowledge some of your own difficulties. So just the right amount again. Don't need to dig deep. Maybe some acknowledgement of any difficulty you have right now. And allow just that amount that is safe to do so through the in breath in through the heart. So you're not resisting it. You're giving it just that little amount of space that it needs to just arrive, be acknowledged, be witnessed, be observed in a safe space. So again, keeping that breath just going naturally, but being aware of any kind of holding or extra pauses in the breath, and just try and smooth those out. And if it doesn't become comfortable or safe anymore, then go to the out breath, which we'll do in a moment anyway. So the out breath is your kindness to self. The out breath is your warmth to your difficulties. It's your sense of saying it's okay to be who you are with your experiences as they are. And within the heart to just offer kindness and love and care and support for yourself, switching that quality that a good friend would have for you to yourself. And knowing you're not alone with that difficulty. So, as well as sending that care and attention and that support to yourself, then just for a moment or two, maybe widening that support to self and to anybody else going through a similar difficulty, of which there will be probably millions of people in the world that have some idea. It won't be the same experience, won't be quite the same circumstances. But we all, as human beings, share our emotional territory. So you can widen out that sense of support to others in the world that are just going through the same, would like some acknowledgement, some love, some connection to. So just allowing that out breath to release and release from the heart and around the heart for your own support and care, and for others who are experiencing, needing some form of love and attention in the same way as you. the same as all beings. And then just allowing that to soften and release away, maybe to the background, and just start being present with your whole being now, your whole body, your whole being, your whole breath. And that joy that can come from just the simplicity of connecting to your own experience, your own life, your own presence, your own sense of settledness. So I'll leave you with that for a moment or two, and then I'll ring the bells to bring us back and transition. So awakening to the other sounds in your environment, inside and out. Subtle noises and the less subtle noises. Sounds around you. And maybe moving the hands on the lap. So rubbing of the hands across the legs, just as a form of awakening, a form of support, a form of transitioning. Okay, everyone. So thank you for sitting in and sitting with. And hopefully that was of interest. And any questions, as usual, that you have around any of the practices, just let me know, and I'm happy to respond in any way I can to offer clarity or support or other resources. So I'll leave it there and see you maybe next week for the fourth and the last one in this series. So see you next week.